Welcome everybody to today's webinar, How to Become a Listing Machine this spring, with our host, Darryl Davis. To get the most from today's webinar, we want you to take really good notes and use that Q&A panel there to ask any questions you might have. We do have a full day, but we will take as many as we can at the end, so don't bounce if you don't have to. If you want to reach us at any time after today's webinar, you can reach us on all social media channels at Darryl Speaks. Darryl's the author of 3 books, all published by McGraw-Hill Publishers. That first one you see there, How to Become a Power Agent in Real Estate, is actually the #1 selling book to agents on Amazon. Darryl was named by Risk Media Magazine as one of the top real estate newsmakers in 2021 in the Big-Hearted and Brave category. He's also the recipient of the coveted CSP designation, which is only given to less than 2% of speakers worldwide by the National Speakers Association. On that note, Darryl Davis, take it away.
Thanks, Jules. So first of all, I do want to talk to, I see like George Rosario and Walter. So we have some lifelong power agents. I want to talk to them for a second. Anybody that's been with me before is, as we go through this, some of the content I'm going to share with you, you're familiar with. What I want you to ask yourself, though, is how much have you mastered it, right? So this opportunity for any of my students that have been with me before to take a deeper cut in what I'm going to be sharing with you, okay? So when you see something familiar, don't say, oh, I know this. No, ask yourself the question, have you been using it? How have you mastered it? Now, the question I do want to address right up front before I get into today's topic is this webinar sales pitch, because some of you on this call are new. This is your first time being with us. I want to distinguish what this call is. So every Wednesday, these Wednesday training sessions are for our power agents. So that's why you keep hearing me refer to that. So there's a group of you that are on this call that we consider guests, and we're really glad that you're here with us. The reason why I'm covering that up front is I want to give you just a Reader's Digest version what the program is, because from time to time, yes, I'm going to be talking to the power agents. I'll be pointing something out to them. So it'll be like a sidebar conversation. But no matter what, everybody's going to get value. But for those of you that are guests, let me just say this much with you. The Power Program is our monthly membership, which is valued at well over $197 a month. But because of the pandemic, we locked the price in for people who are grandfathered in at $47. If you decide, guess, that you want to participate and try the program, you actually, at the end, we'll talk about it. You can do it for $5. You get the entire access to the Power Program. You get bonuses today. The bonuses are worth almost $2,000. So $5 gets you $2,000, so which is pretty good. You can cancel anytime. We'll talk more about that. But right now, let me talk to the power agents, and then we're going to get into this topic. Power agents, I just want to let you know and remind you that every month, we create for you a calendar to help you stay focused on your business, that each day it has like one tip to help you get to the next level in your business. So make sure you get that. And also, in addition, which this is actually my favorite, we do a weekly calendar for you. So, and the reason why this is my favorite is because you'll see over to the right, the very top box there, it says top 3 things I must accomplish. You know, one of the things that I know some of us feel is that we're doing a lot of work. It's very busy. And then at the end of the week, we're like, well, what did I accomplish this week? And so if you were to zero in on your top 3 things that you want to make sure you accomplish no matter what, you'll have a sense of accomplishment when you focus on those top 3. Now, power agents, to remind you where those items are when you go into the Power Program website, and you go to the classroom, in the classroom section, you'll see it's all alphabetized. You'll see time and money management. When you click in that tab, there's all of that stuff, that calendar, and a whole bunch of other stuff to help you stay focused. Some of what I'm going to teach in just a minute is from there. One other thing, new power agents, I want to remind you about the Power Agent Directory. I'm seeing a lot of referrals back and forth to other power agents throughout the country. So make sure you go to the directory and you actually update your profile. You'll see the screenshot. There's some power agents. They didn't do that yet. They didn't put their photo. When you click on that, you can actually say the areas that you work, the state that you're in. So there, I'm telling you, gang, we're hearing from other power agents that are making money just from the referral aspect of being a power agent. Okay, this topic about being a listing machine in the spring, some of the webinars that I do every week are wide. We'll cover a little bit, and then there's some where we go really deep. So this webinar, we're going to go a little wide here today because I'm going to give you a whole bunch of different ideas on how you can increase your inventory going into the spring. Here is an outline of what we're going to cover today, and then we get into the specifics. First of all, I'm going to talk about how to get organized to help you stay focused on building your listing inventory. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to talk to you about mastering the telephone so you can generate those listing appointments. Third is we're going to talk about how to improve your listing conversation. We here at Power Headquarters, we don't call it listing presentation. We call it conversation because power agents don't sell people. We serve people. We don't close people. We coach people. We talk from our heart, not our heads. So we're going to go over the appointment. Then I'm going to give you some marketing ideas. And last, we're going to finish this up making sure you have a support structure to help you stay focused, because in this business, it can be very distracting. I want to share with you this one quote that just came in from Janet Livingston. I know Janet is on the call, so shout out to Janet. Janet, I saw you post this, and I wanted to share with everybody else. Gang, if you're reading there, it says she put together 7 deals in April with buyers, sellers, and listings, no admin people or any other help, all because of the Darryl Davis coach. Thank you. And you're welcome, Janet. But the reason why I wanted to show this to everybody is I know for some of you on this call, you may feel frustrated, like, where's the business? This market is hard, etc. And what I want to tell you, for those of you that are not happy where you are right now in your business, that when you see something like Janet posting in the Power Agent group, I want you to feel inspired. The business is out there. You have to just go get it. And I'm going to give you those strategies today. So everybody should have financial abundance right now, is my point. So the first thing you need to do if you're not feeling that financial abundance is that you've got to get super organized, right? To help you stay focused. So here's some suggestions. And Power Agents, what I'm teaching from is the time management. I'm going to show you some forms to help you stay focused. One of our Power Agents from Douglas Elliman, Charles Mayon, great agent. He's been a top 5 agent in his market since 2004. He's one of our original Power Agents back in the day. He averages about $300,000 a year, doing fabulous. And it's because he does run his business like a business. He's very focused. One of the things I'm going to suggest that you guys do, everybody on this call, is that when you think about what we do in real estate, we make money in 2 basic areas, working with buyers or working with sellers. And I don't have to tell you that sometimes with the number of buyers that are out there, the numbers of buyers that are crazy wanting to get a house and making multiple offers and everything else, that can be a distraction from the very thing that we're talking about here in this topic, which is building your inventory, becoming a listing machine. So what you need to do, some of you more than others, is you really need to schedule out and make a commitment as to when you're going to be working on your business in building inventory. So, for example, and this daily schedule is really a sample. Like I tell Power Agents, you don't have to do exactly like 5:30 in the morning. Some of you, you're just going to bed at 5:30 in the morning. Just kidding. So don't take this schedule literally. It's to give you an example and some suggestions. But you'll notice 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. prospect now business. 2:30 or 4:30 prospect future business. And we define future versus now business. Future business is social media, door knocking, calling your friends, past clients, shaking the trees. Now business is FSBOs and expireds. Darryl, there's not a lot of expireds in our market. I'll talk about that later. There are expireds. They're just maybe not most recent. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, so make sure you schedule time. And one more thing on this. Any of you that are into working out, God bless you, first of all. But some of you who are really into working out, you know that you schedule your working out first, and then you have your life work around that schedule. I'm going to say that again. Even if you don't work out, you all can relate to what I'm saying. People who love working out, what do? They first schedule their workout days and times. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. to 10. I work out no matter what, 6 in the morning. What? So they schedule that. And then their life evolves around it. They don't have anything getting in the way of that. You have to do the same thing when it comes to prospecting, because some of you, you do avoidance behavior. You don't even like to do it. That's why you have to make that a priority for yourself. I'm going to show you. Here's another thing to help you stay super organized and focused. Mary Crawford, when she gave me this dot board, which, by the way, any power agents have an updated dot board. I would love to include it on our next webinar. Mary Crawford sent this to me, what a dot board is, and I'll explain it in a second. But she attributes the success that her and Joanne, they work together as a team. They did more business in this 1 year than they did 3 years combined. And Mary really attributes part of it to the dot board. Now, here's how this dot board works. Every time you get a piece of business, like let's say you get a listing, you go on a listing appointment, they sign the listing, bada bing, you put a dot up. You say, well, that was fun. Let me go get another one. Bada bing. And what happens is it's called gamifying your business. I've had agents who become really addicted to the dot board. It's like immediate acknowledgement. The listing sold. If an agent sells one of your listings, that's the listing sold. The sales side is the buyer side, right? So if you sold your own listing, you get 2 dots. Of course, if you listed it the same month, you get 3 dots in that 1 month. So what you want to do is use the dot board to help you stay focused, to gamify your business. Here's another example of it, which power agents, we have 2 versions of it. This is the second version of it. We've all heard of a vision board. So what we did is we created we call it Next Level because we own that trademark. So there's Next Level / dot board, putting it together. One side is, your vision, what you want to have in your life. And then there's the dot board. Okay. All of this is to help you stay focused. By the way, I want to say something. Let me go back to this for a second because I want you guys to hear what I'm saying. Really just look at me. And that is this. A lot of what I'm showing you here on these charts and stuff, you can probably create some kind of Excel spreadsheet or some kind of document digital to help you stay focused. But what I love about board, I love hanging stuff up because, see, I don't have to boot this up, you see. This is always in my office. It's always up in front of my face. So what I love about boards and diagrams, like if I could swing my camera around and show you the rest of my office, you'll see that I've got a whole bunch of stuff hanging up that helps me stay focused on what I do. Now, here's another one, like printing something out like this. A power agent, you print it out. The guest, if you don't become power agent, create your own like this. The concept here is on the left is what are all the activities that you can do that would help you generate listing appointments. Some of it's now business, some of it's future business. Now business would be like the third one, call 5 FSBOs, call 5 expireds. That's now business. The first one, call 5 past clients. That's future business. You're staying in touch with those people. Sending out letters, to maybe a neighborhood, farming, something. Anyway, so over to the left, you have the things that help improve your business. And over to the right, you have the days of the week. And the idea is you want to get as many of those items done on any given day. So that's another way to help you stay focused. When it comes to prospecting, especially FSBOs, expireds, pre-foreclosures, which is not an issue right now, it might become one. I am a big fan of RedX. Man, I can't talk enough about them. I push the heck out of them because RedX, what this does, you'll see at the bottom there, expireds, for sale by owners, for rent by owners. Let me just give you a little tip right now because I wasn't planning on talking about this, but you know what? There's a lot of people that have these houses that they're bleeding money because they don't want to get it rented. They're afraid people won't move out. So there's houses for rent. That might be a good source of listing leads, pre-foreclosures. Forget the storm dial. That's not a lead thing. It's something else. So here's how it works. When you sign up for RedX, you get a dashboard, and based on your MLS and based on the community, the zip code you're in, they hand you these leads that already exist. Let me clarify something. They're not creating leads for you. These are leads these are people who are actively selling their house or people whose houses have expired, right? What they do is go out and find those leads for you, compile it into this beautiful dashboard, which helps you stay focused. They reverse it. They get the phone number. They check if it was on the do not call list, and they tell you that. They go into the MLS and they pull that out. It's expired. When you click on one of them, there's your dialogue at the top. There's the contact information. They even have this thing called Storm Dialer, which has a little bit more information on it, and you can leave messages by clicking. You can leave a message, or you can have the system automatically play a message that you pre-recorded. So anyway, gang, I am a big fan of the Red X because it helps you stay focused and organized. Now, Power Agents, we negotiated a deal for Power Agents where you don't pay the setup fee and you don't pay the first 30 days. It's worth over $500. So for 30 days, you pay nothing and you can kick the tires. Power Agents, I recommend that you do not activate the 30-day free stuff until you're ready to start actually dialing for dollars. So when you're ready to start making your calls, go to darrylspecial.com, set up your account with RedX. They'll know you're a Power Agent by going to that site, and you're good to go. Now, so those are some ideas on how to get super organized. I will tell you one other extra thing that's not in the slide, and that is some of you, if you don't have a CRM, you really need to have a CRM. That also helps you stay focused and organized. We have one for our Power Agents called Power Builder, but it doesn't matter what CRM, but you should have some kind of CRM to help you manage your business. And those of you that have a CRM, maybe you need to take some time to learn it because you only know maybe 1% of the whole thing that it does. Okay, let's talk about the second thing I want to share with you, and that's about mastering the telephone. So one of our students, one of our Power Agents, John Godolfo, he said, man, his second year, he made $323,000 because of the success and because of what we taught him. So I'm going to show you some of the things that he has learned that he loves, and that's FSBOs and expires. Now, let me just address this one question that comes up for everybody, and that's, can you call FSBOs and expires that are on the do not call list? Now, before I teach you and answer that question, I want to say, and by the way, we have some New Yorkers on the call because I just saw something pop up. Oh, here it is. There it is. Somebody was saying you can't call FSBOs and expireds in New York in a state of emergency. So I'm going to address that for New Yorkers in a second. Before I do, and everybody, I just want to tell you, this is a screenshot of me doing the last live event that we did called the Inventory Intensive. We got over 700 students in the room. And that's me holding my iPhone, and I'm calling FSBOs live from the stage. Now, I think I'm the only speaker that has the chutzpah to do this because my batting average is really good. If I call 4 FSBOs, I'll schedule 3 appointments. The average Power Agent, they call 4 FSBOs, they'll get at least 2 appointments, which is phenomenal results, right? And the reason why I'm sharing that with you is because when it comes to FSBOs and expireds, as far as all my colleagues, this is my sweet spot. I am a master at FSBOs and expireds, and I help coach our Power Agents to do the same. I'll show you the dialogue in a second. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because nobody knows FSBOs and expireds better than I. So when I tell you what I'm about to tell you, I'm coming from experience, from knowledge. Plus, I ran it through with my attorney. Now, I do want to do a disclaimer, and here is my disclaimer. I am not giving you legal advice. I'm giving you my opinion, but my opinion is better than a lot of other people's opinions, all right? That's number one. Number two, I'm going to tell you how things go. First, it starts with God. Then it goes to the Department of License. Then it goes to your broker. Then it goes to me. So you'll notice I'm number 4. You have to do whatever your broker says to do. So if I tell you if the broker says don't call FSBOs and expires, you listen to your broker. Department of License is even more important. Now, by the way, I'm just going to share one other thing on this. You'll notice that in that hierarchy, the National Association of Realtors or your local board is not in that. And here's why. Because associations are not a legal identity. They are something you pay dues to. And sometimes people get very confused that when something is put out by their board or from NAR, they think that's the law. It is not. Your Department of License is your law. And I'm going to tell you what the law is. Here's the do not call list. It says this, that no telemarketers or seller may make or cause to be made any unsolicited telephone sales calls to any customer when that customer's telephone number is on the national do not call list. Do you see what it says? You cannot make unsolicited telemarketing sales calls when somebody's on the do not call list. Now watch this. It defines what an unsolicited telemarketing sales call is. Any telemarketing sales call other than calls made in response to an express written or verbal request. So let me go back. So here's what I'm saying, gang. A FSBO does not fall into this category. Why? Because a FSBO is not an unsolicited call. A FSBO is actually the opposite. FSBOs are actually publishing their phone number saying, I'm selling my house, call me. FSBOs are soliciting telephone calls. Therefore, FSBOs do not apply to this, especially in the state of New York for my confused New York people. And I know NYSAR said that they recommend that you're not. They're wrong, 100%. Okay, so you can call a FSBO and you can call an expired. Keep in mind what I said. Whatever your broker says to do, you listen to your broker. Okay, now, with that said, let me give you some concepts about working for sale by owners. First of all, you may not get them the first time. So I want you to be patient. Part of working FSBOs is about nurturing them. Here's the second thing. The buyers that they say they have may not actually be buyers. So keep that in mind. When a for sale owner says, oh, we got plenty of buyers. We don't know if they're buyers. Number three, there's no right time to call. So one of the biggest questions that I get from agents about for sale by owners is when's a good time to call? Call them as soon as they come out, call them after they've been out for a while, call them in the morning, call them at night. The best time to call for sale by owners, expireds, any kind of prospecting, listen to me, is when you are willing to make the commitment to actually making the call and sticking to that schedule. It's more about you that you can be consistent than anything else. Consistency is the key in mastering the telephone, okay? You want to get past that 60-second hump. I'm going to show you how to do that because I'm going to actually show you the dialogue in a minute. By the way, gang, I have a lot to teach you here. So I know we were talking about the FSBO and the do not, and I see people are commenting and stuff. Don't worry about it. We're moving off of that about whether you can or can't. I told you my opinion, do what is best for you. But what I do want to say is that there's a lot more that we're going to cover, like the listing appointment, etc. But let's finish up with this dialogue so you all understand it. When you're calling for sale by owners, there's a 60-second hump that if you can overcome the 60-second hump, you will dramatically increase your odds of getting the appointment. The 60-second hump is most homeowners are really good at getting an agent off the phone in the first 60 seconds. And the reason why is because most agents who've called before you have only lasted 60 seconds. So what happens is the homeowner has gotten really good at mastering their script because they have their own script. Some people don't know this, created in the 19th century by a Frenchman. His name was Jacques Fisbeau. And Jacques teaches the FSBOs the dialogue, but it's only 60 seconds. Now, if you can hang on that call for 60 seconds, your odds dramatically go up that you will get that appointment. Dramatically. I'm going to say that again. Dramatically. You can hang on 60 seconds. You know, like those cowboy bars? Because, you know, I go to that as a New Yorker. Sorry. No. So the cowboy boys where they have the cowboy bars where they have the mechanical whatever the thing is. And if you can hang on, that's why I want you to look at a FSBO, like hanging on to the bull for 60 seconds. All right. Give yourself permission to fail. This is huge. Huge. Some of you, the reason why you don't make your calls to begin with is because you think you've got to be perfect out the gate. Let me tell you something. Success is the worst teacher. You only learn from your failures. It is from the failures where you become stronger. You know, when you get a Here, when you get a pencil out of the pencil box, the thing is flat usually, right? And what do you got to do? You got to put it in the thing and you make it sharp. And that's how you make the pencil sharp and effective. So it's through the friction where it becomes sharp. The same thing is true with a calling for sale by owners or calling anybody for that matter. Like every time it's a challenge for you and it's uncomfortable and it doesn't go the way you want, you're becoming sharper on the telephone. So embrace the friction, embrace the mistakes, embrace the failures, because again, you learn from your mistakes. All right, let's go to the next thing, and that is make sure the decision makers are going to be home. You want to make sure that if it's a husband and wife, that they're both home when you go to get an appointment, because you don't want to go over there and you have a conversation and Mrs. or Mr. says, oh, this is great stuff. I got to check with my spouse, because you're not going to get that listing. So try and make sure both are there. Make sure that you have enough time to do the entire listing conversation, however long that takes you. You know, one of the mistakes some agents will make is they'll set up an appointment as a preview because they say, I have a buyer. And that's a challenge. Because I want to say something. The dialogue I'm going to show you in a second does explain, it does have a little bit like I may have a buyer who could be interested, but I'm not sure. I have to see your house. So there's a little reference to a buyer, but I'm not saying I definitely have a buyer. I want to come see your house for this buyer, because then that's just a preview. And you don't want to set up just a preview because you're planning on having a conversation with these homeowners that could last an hour to an hour and a half, you know, when you include the touring, right? So make sure you're not going to just be going over there for 5 minutes. All right. And I'll show you that with the dialogue in a sec. Avoid distractions. This, not everybody needs this, but if you are like, this is uncomfortable, you hitting the phones. And by the way, I want you to think about this, right? What if you had 2 conversations a day, two conversations, not calls, conversations a day with a homeowner. And you did that every day. Like you can squeeze 2. Like you could go to the supermarket store, and while you're driving the car, knock out one, and then knock out another one when you leave the store, back driving home. That's 2 a day, 30 days in a month, that's 60 conversations. Let me ask you a question. If you had 60 conversations a month with homeowners, whether it's a FSBO, whether it's expired, even if it's a cold call, do you think you might get some listings? I think so. So some of you, what you need to do is really focus on, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to make these calls at these certain dates and times. And I said, hang a sign for those of you need to. You know, for example, imagine like you go into your office and you hang up a sign. You tell your family, if you're working out of your house, say, oh, don't disturb, make it rain, baby. Make it rain. You're putting your whole family on notice. Listen, I'm planting seeds of success. Don't bother me. You know, if you want to, you got a family, you love your family, take a picture and put it in the sign of your family and say, don't disturb me. I'm prospecting for a purpose, and my purpose is you. See, I'll earn you some brownie points with your family, and they'll leave you alone. So hang up some sign. Let's go over this magic FSBO dialogue that we got. By the way, if you guys have questions while I'm teaching, you can write it in the screen thing over there. We're not going to publish it. We hold it, and at the end, we're going to read those questions in the order that they come in. So if you have a question, write it as I'm teaching, all right? So the FSBO magic dialogue. Let me go over it. Now, this is one of our power agents from Howard Hanna, upstate New York. She, one weekend, this Carmen, she using the dialogue, I'm going to show you. She listed 5 houses in one weekend. Come on now. That's pretty awesome stuff. This is New York in the state of emergency when you're not supposed to, yeah. Power agents, I'm going to show you here, prospecting. When you go to the prospecting tab, there is a tremendous amount of dialogue. There's the for rent by owner dialogue, vacant property, that's orphan. There's so much dialogue in that section. We're going to focus on just the FSBO dialogue right now. And by the way, the power agents, I want to remind you something. Because what I'm going to do, power agents, hang on a second. I'm going to go over this dialogue, a call for sale by owner. When you start making your calls, for those of you that haven't been, don't forget that every Monday we have our coaching call that's live. Every Monday where I can talk to you, not like this. I can't talk to you. You're watching. You call in 11 o'clock and say, Darryl, I called a FSBO. Here's what they said to me. I couldn't get past the objection. What would you say? I'll role play it with you. We record the call so you can listen to my coaching. So every Monday, Power Agents, is an opportunity for me to coach you individually with other people listening on how to get better at this, okay? So let's look at the dialogue, everybody. So here's step one. Is you want to say, hi, I'm calling about the house for sale. And they say, yes. Is the house still available? Well, yes, it is. Well, hi, this is Darryl Davis, Power Realty. How are you? Now, let me tell you why we do that. Is because I told you Jacques FSBO teaches FSBOs the scripts, right? And one of the things he tells FSBOs when an agent calls, tell them the house is already sold. So when I say, hi, I'm calling about the house for sale, they say, yes, I know I'm talking to the owner. How can I help you? Yes, is the house still for sale? Yes, it is. See, now they can't use that Jacques FSBO technique. I said, well, hi, this is Darryl Davis, Power Realty. Now, here's the funny thing. Usually, this is what you'll hear. It goes like this. Watch, this is actually funny. And this is good because you'll laugh when it happens to you. Hi, I'm calling about the house for sale. Yes. Is the house still available? Yes, it is. Well, hi, this is Darryl Davis, Power Realty. How are you? What do you want? It's like all of a sudden they step in. They're like method actresses and actors. They step into being nasty. Step three, the reason why I was calling is I noticed your ad or whatever your sign. I was wondering, are you working broke to sell your property? No, we are not working broke. So you are trying to do it on your own? Yes. Is that because you want to save brokerage fee? If they do say, yes, we are working brokers, make sure it's not already listed and somehow you didn't pick that up. Build a relationship. Now, this is the magic. Listen, this is the secret sauce. Let me tell you, remember the cowboy thing? You see the beginning, the hanging on to the bull? This over here, don't worry about it. Just whatever they say, don't take it personal, let it go, because the next part is where this is the secret sauce right here. Well, I'm looking at a copy of the ad and the house sounds lovely. I'm just curious, did you write the ad yourself? Yeah, yes, I did. Oh, you did a really great job. Let me ask you, I'm seeing here it's got 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. Are those bedrooms upstairs? And what I want you to do, you'll see where it says, you first ask questions that a buyer would ask, right? So what do buyers ask when they call on an ad? They ask how many bedrooms, how many baths, what's the square footage? Like they ask about the house, right? But then and the reason why that's good is because when a homeowner is trained to answer those questions, because they've been getting those from buyers calling before you, so they're trained to. It's almost like a knee jerk, like are the bedrooms up or down? Oh, they're all upstairs. Now, while you're doing that, you're actually breaking down the barrier. And what's interesting is almost the homeowner forgets you're an agent because you're asking buyer questions and they start to break down. It's really magical when it starts happening. Then when you feel like you've really broken that down and there's some relationship going there, then you ask the second set of questions, which is where they're moving to, which is their commitment. That's really powerful. But you'll notice step 4 is build a relationship. Okay, that's the real key. I'm going to say one other thing, gang. I hope I have time. I'm giving you extra material. I hope this is useful. So when you make a call to for sale by owner, what I want you to be committed to is not getting the appointment. If you commit to getting the appointment, you're giving yourself too much stress and anxiety to win or fail. What I want you to be committed to is very powerful. Listen to me, because this is another one of my secrets and why I'm so good on the telephone. The commitment is not getting the appointment. Your commitment is to building a relationship with another human being. Well, when you're committed to that, you're going to ask sincere questions. You're going to connect with them. You're not in your head because you need to be focused on them. It gets you out of your head. And you don't have the stress of, I got to get an appointment, because it's about just building a relationship. Now, if you build a relationship with another human being who's a for sale by owner or whatever, the appointment will happen naturally. And when you get really good at this, they'll actually ask you, when can you come over? So let's look at those questions as an example. The current house questions, the first set of questions like bedrooms, baths, any major improvements, the basement, is it finished? But you know this. This is like questions you would ask if you're filling out an MLS form. But the next set of questions, this is really, if you can get these questions asked, where are you folks moving to? What do you like best about where you're moving to? Have you seen any houses? These questions are all about their commitment. You see at the top of the screen, it says their commitment, because it's really what we do as real estate professionals. We help people get to the next level in life. We don't just listen to sell real estate. We're actually helping them close one chapter in their life, writing a whole new chapter, moving from point A to point B in their life. And that's what we really do in real estate, is we make a difference in people's lives. So by you asking the questions about what are you committed to, that's really what's important. Not the price of the home and which is what everybody focuses on. No, selling the house is not the end result. It's a means to a bigger end. These questions help you get access to that. It helps you build a tighter relationship. It's very magical. Now, let's go to the last part. This is sweet. Would you be offended if I just stopped by to see a house? If you get really good at asking the questions at the beginning, the other part about building a relationship, and you say, listen, Mary, would you be offended if I just come by to see your house? Oh, no, I wouldn't be offended. Come on over there. If you're really good at the step forward, asking the questions and not rushing the appointment, but building a relationship, you will usually get a yes, you can come on by. Or no, I wouldn't be offended. Another way to try and get the appointment, if I had a buyer who's willing to pay your price of payment commission, can we work together? It is possible in case you do that. But first, I needed to see the house, see what you got, and see how I can help you. All right, so that's the Reader's Digest version of the dialogue. Here's if you get voicemail, beautiful dialogue, works. They're going to call you back 50% of the time. At least that's what we've been told. Hi, this is Darryl Davis, Power Realty. The reason why I was calling is I noticed you're selling your house, and I have some important information about that. I might even have somebody who would be interested. I'm not too sure yet because I need to get some information for you first. Could you please call me back as soon as possible? Bada bing. That's the voicemail dialogue. It's magical. It really works well. It entices people, creates motivation. Now, if you're using the Redx, and the vortex that they have, you can record that message, and when they answer, the voicemail answers, it will automatically leave the message. Which is beautiful. Some people say, those are robocalls, you're not allowed to do it. No, that's not what a robocalls is something different. This is not a robocall. This is calling a specific individual. You're not calling a whole neighborhood. That's a robocall. You're calling a specific individual, and you're just having it leave the message. Okay, let's talk about we're not going to talk about old FSBOs. That's other dialogue that we have. Let's talk about expireds. So the expireds, oh my gosh, because look at the time. I've given you so much extra material. I need to speed up a little bit. So the expired dialogue, just to touch upon that. Hi, may I speak with Mrs. Jones? Hi, this is Darryl Davis from Power Realty. How are you? The reason why I was calling is I noticed your house expired off the MLS. I was wondering, is your house still for sale? If they say yes, ask them if it was put back on the market. If they say no, it's not for sale. Oh, did you sell it? No, we didn't. We're just not selling. Now, I do want to say something about the expireds because I know some of you are saying there aren't any expireds because the market is so hot. They're selling so quick. If you look at your MLS, there's expireds. They may not have been expired like this week or last month, but I'll guarantee you 2 months ago, 6 months ago, even last year, there are expireds. So what you got to do is go further back because there's people that didn't sell a year, 2 years ago, and boy, oh boy, 2 years ago to now, there's some good value there. Their house has gone up so much, so you can usually motivate these people. Well, I'm looking at a copy of the listing on the MLS. I'm a little surprised the house didn't sell. Why do you think it didn't sell? And then they're going to spew off a whole bunch of reasons why. And then you just start going into asking the questions about, well, let me ask you, where were you folks thinking of moving to? Why there? When do you need to get there by? If I can help you, I can understand this is probably frustrating, but let me ask you this. If I had a buyer who's willing to pay you the price that you needed to make this move a success, and I can help you get, and you can still get to Florida in the time frame you wanted, and the money that you need, is that something you'd be considered? Now, by the way, the reason why it says it's Florida, you would stick in the state wherever they're going. The reason why it's Florida is because I'm in New York and everybody moves to Florida. So that's why it's true. Okay. So the expired voicemail dialogue. Hi, this is Darryl Davis. The reason why I'm calling is I noticed your house expired off the MLS. I have some important information about that. You see that line, I have some important information. It gets people, well, what's going on? Is it a lien on my house? That little thing motivates people to call you back. I might even have somebody who would be interested. I'm not sure yet because I need to get some information from you first. Please call me back. So that's mastering the telephone. Let's look at the appointment. Now, the actual appointment. Whew, how are we doing, Julie? I need to take a breath here.
I know you do need to take a breath. You're doing great.
Okay, good. So here, mastering the listing conversation, you'll notice it says conversation, not presentation. I know that's what we call it in our business, but we teach power agents to communicate conversations. I said it before, power agents don't sell people, we serve people. We don't close people, we coach people. It's a different approach to real estate. So I don't want power agents doing a listing presentation because people don't want you to do a presentation. They want you to educate and coach them and help them. So power agents, because I'm just touching on this now, there's a whole webinar. If you go to Webinars on Demand, power agents in the website, you're going to see dozens, because these, like today's session, for example, is recorded. This session is going to go on the Power Program website, Webinars on Demand, and they're sorted in date order. So that way, so the most recent one, like you'll see up in the top left here, how to build how to build real estate relationships and wealth with Catherine. We just interviewed Catherine, #1 agent for Keller Williams in the whole state of Florida. Ming, great webinar that we had with her. That's there. But anyway, the one I want to point out, Power Agents, is March 24th. I did feel crazy confident on every listing appointment. That webinar goes real deep on the one topic of the listing appointment. I'm just going to touch on it right now. The listing appointment, I believe, should have 4 sections. We use the word real as the acronym because we want you to be authentic. We want you to be authentic. You know, the problem with some other trainers, training programs, not trainers, but training programs, is that they tell you, here's your script for a listing appointment. Do the script. And this is not you. This is somebody else wrote this, and it makes you feel uncomfortable. And you go on an appointment, and you're like, well, what the hell is the next sentence I'm supposed to say? Like, you're not connecting with people because you're talking from your head, not your heart. It's called human being, not human doing. So I tell Power, don't use a script. No, man, talk from your heart. Be authentic, be real. So here's how you be real on a listing appointment. The R stands for rapport. People listen with people. They got to like. If they don't like you, they ain't listening with you. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Some of you are not top producers on the call, and I know you're worried because you're competing with top producers in your market. Let me tell you something. If a homeowner don't like a top producer, they like you. That levels the playing field. You see, people want to like the person that they deal with. So that's important. Next, you want to engage. When you're on a listing appointment, how do you get somebody engaged? Is you ask them questions. Where you moved to, why there, we need to get the Bible, what happened if your plans if it didn't sell. The questions help you get clear about what somebody is committed to accomplishing, because once again, they're not selling a house just to sell a house. They're selling the house because they're committed to the next level in life. So you need to get clear what that next level is, and you do that by asking questions, and in doing so also gets them engaged, to listen, to participate with you. Once you are clear about what they're committed to, now you're going to give them advice. Now you're going to coach them. Here's how you can help them get from point A to point B in their life. And then the last, I say jokingly, is you want to list and leave and get the heck out of there before they change their mind. Now, when you go on a listing appointment, especially with for sale by owners, the biggest mistake that agents make is they try to, and gang, again, I'm going a little fast on this topic, but on the webinars on demand, we go into the whole listing appointment. And one of the things I do want to tell you right now is the mistake that agents make when they're going on for sale by owners is they try and sell the homeowner on them and their company and how great they are. But a FSBO, they haven't even bought into realtor, into our industry. So really what you have to focus on is first getting them to buy into realtor. So for example, Power Agents, I want to talk to you for a second. We put together this e-guide on the 8 risks homeowners take when they choose to sell their own home. And I'm going to tell you, this guide is so powerful because you can customize it. You can use it as a mailing piece. You can drop it off. You use it as a door gift. But I'll tell you, this is actually good for you to read it yourself because it'll give you some conviction when you're on a listing appointment. For salebyowner.com, I love this. When you go to his website, the guy that created it, there's a little slider, and the slider says, listen, if you're going to sell your own home, or sell your house for $2.1 million, and if you hired an agent, Ming, you're going to wind up paying $105,000 in commission, right? I want you to see something, and you can slide it, 200,000, 100,000, and it shows this commission. But the reason why I did it to 2.1 million is because I want to show you something. This guy, Colby Sambrato, who created for salebyowner.com, he tried to sell his own condominium in New York City. He put it on FSBO sites, the whole 9 yards. Now, what happened is he couldn't sell it for 6 months. Do you see that right there? 6 months, the guy couldn't sell his own house. Now, he's supposed to be the FSBO king because he invented for salebyowner.com. So what did this guy do? The FSBO King, he listed with a realtor, and once he did that, he got multiple offers, not multiple, and he sold it for $150,000 over his original asking price. He paid a 6% commission, which was $129,000. Now look at this. I'm going back to his website. His website said, why would you pay $2.1 million, well, $105,000 in commission? You can use it to remodel your house or a wedding fund. But meanwhile, he paid even more than that, $129,000. So if this guy can't sell his own home, so this is what you got to say to our for sale by owner and explain to him. You're not saving the commission, even in this hot market. You know, this guy buyowner.com, I love him. You see what's on there? Look at the logo. He's got Zillow, he's got realtor.com. The guy that's saying, give me your money to go on the site by owner, he's using realtor.com. I think there's an irony in that. But this guy, he wouldn't even sell his own property because when he sold it, he listed with a realtor in Clearwater, Florida, a Coldwell Banker agent for $3.78 million. Donna Miller, he listed with Donna Miller, a Coldwell Banker. So come on, if these people who are actually making money off of homeowners, they're not even willing to do it as a for sale by owner. There must be more to this. USA Today came out with this article showing that homeowners in the hottest market, when this article was published, they said for sale by owners can be a hard sell. Agents are worth their commission because what they found is FSBOs that sold their own home, the average price was $137,400. But in the same market, the neighbors to those homeowners who listed with an agent, the sales price was $175,000. That's a difference of 21%, over 21%. So if we charged a homeowner whatever, a single 7-8% commission, they would still net more money. Homeowners do not save money selling on their own. This is what you got to convey. Now, how do you convey it? You use stories, metaphors, analogies. How do you do a listing appointment without memorized scripts? Is using metaphors. I'll give you, for instance, if you were to go to kellybluebook.com and you were to punch in your car. Now, I'm going to use one of the cars that we have, a 2016 Yukon Denali. Kelley Blue Book will say, listen, if you're buying that car from a dealer, it's going to be $40,000 to $45,000. But if you bought that same car privately, watch this, the price is going to be $38,000 to $43,000. If you do the math, Kelley Blue Book is saying that selling your own car or buying a private car is going to be 5% less than the dealership for the exact same car. Now, you can do that with any car, any year, any make, any model. It doesn't matter. Why? I'm going to tell you why, Mr. and Mrs. Hanahana. Because when you buy something, it doesn't matter whether it's car, furniture, clothes, appliances, or a house. When you buy it directly from the owner, there's a lot of risk for the purchaser. So how they justify the risk is by getting it at a better deal. Nobody buys retail price when they're going directly to the person who owns it in anything, furniture, clothes, real estate. Saying, here's something else too, Mr. and Mrs. Hanahana. When you're a for sale by owner, you're really focused. You think in this hot market, all you got to do is have the contract written. You make the buyers make an offer. You negotiate with the buyers, and that's all there is to selling the house. Find the buyer, negotiate a price, go to contract. But man, there is so much more involved that a buyer takes in making the final decision to not just buying a house, but actually going to contract, making applications, and making sure it goes from contract to closing. My job starts when a buyer makes the offer. The majority of what a realtor does for you is everything after that, which you don't get when you're being a for sale by owner. So the other thing I'm going to tell you guys about so again, we're just touching on the listing appointment during this, but you want to also make sure you get good at handling the objections. You know, you think about it, objections are pretty common objections that come up all the time. Like, our house is nice, so we did all these improvements. We can always come down later if they're getting too crazy on the price. We need the money because of what we owe or what we're going to buy. We need the money because of the house we're buying. Exactly. The other agent said we can get more. So these are common objections that we know. If you know what, my son, when he was growing up, any of you have children in watching right now, raise your hand. The children, right, they're good at playing the video games. You know why they keep playing the game? They get really good at the game. You know why? It's because they know what's coming next. They know, watch this, they know what's coming next. Like the games are like a movie. There's scenes. And so they know that there's a guy around that corner every time, right? They know that there's another guy around that corner. In real estate, it's like a video game. There's a guy around the corner that's always there. He may not always come out, but there's always one possibly there. That's the objection on a listing appointment. So you should not be surprised when these objections come out. So you should know what the objections are and how to handle those objections. Now, power agents, I have it. So let me talk to power agents for a second. Power agents, this is a screenshot of the upcoming webinars. So for example, Monday is our coaching call over the left. In the middle, every Tuesday, power agents, there's an onboarding to help you guys through the website. Like sometimes you have questions where to find things. So every Tuesday, we're there for you, anybody that has questions. Then you'll notice it says how to become a FSBO and expired listing machine this spring. That is the webinar we're doing now. Tomorrow, you see in the bottom left-hand corner, it says understanding how market changes affect buyers and sellers. We have a specialist, Andrew Russell. He's a finance guy, a mortgage guy. He's going to be talking about programs out there and how to put our deals together. Then next Wednesday is how to get more online leads without paying Zillow. So that's a week from today. But then 2 weeks after today, how to get more listings and give yourself a raise, how to handle commission objections. Power agents, we're going to be doing that. So I just want to let you all know. How do you register for those power agents? When you go into the website, on your dashboard, you'll see webinar registration. When you click on that, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see all the webinars that are coming up, okay? Webinar registration. Okay. Mailings and self-promotion. Let's give you some ideas on this. Power agents, this is all in the farming and prospecting tab. There's a ton of stuff. Let me show you some ideas. I got to shout out to Kay. Kay gave us this testimony. She said, I've been selling real estate for 38 years. God bless you. The Darryl Davis team has made everything so much easier than ever experienced during my long-time career. I can't thank you enough because, gang, we have so much great content for you that's in the site that you can customize it. This over here, smile stops are those things that you do to door knock, right, for building inventory. So for the spring, for example, you may get a small green gift bags and fill the bags up with skillets with a little note saying, good clients are like rainbows, hard to find and lucky to see. Thank you for your business. So that's just a little, we call it a smile stop because you're giving people smiles. You stop by their house. That's a spring idea. Here's another one, seeds of success. The seeds of relationships grow when trust is cultivated and cared for. Thank you for trusting me with your real estate needs. And of course, you put your business card. These are fun little things. Shaking the trees, knocking on the doors. Here's another one. Larry Gardner, one of our power agents, just brought bath. Actually, his was not a bath bomb. He did a chocolate thing. You put it in the milk and it makes chocolate milk. But this is a bath bomb. And you can say, you're the bomb. Thanks for being such an awesome mom or valued customer, etc. Okay. You can actually give people promotional things or ideas and tips and like this over here, declutter and downsize, put your contact information, do a mailing on this, holding a how-to seminar, how to sell your house in this crazy hot market. That's powerful and strong. For sale by owner rules, like telling homeowners, listen, if you are going to be committed to for sale by owner, here's some rules that you have to understand. Let's see what else we have. 6 reasons why your home didn't sell, which is good for expireds. Power agents, we created for you guys the seller's guide. This thing is over 40 pages, this thing. This is a great value thing to drop off, door knocking, or you can do it as mailings. You can put it on your website. People can request it. Put it in your email signature. I mean, I got to say something to the new power agents that my team, it's like you have like this marketing team because we have over 500 forms and flyers and e-guides that we've given you, and we keep adding more. Like what we did for you guys is we created like a template of a lead capture landing page where you can tell people, hey, fill out your contact information. If you're thinking of selling your home, get this 43-page guide. And again, the guide, you customize it and put your contact information, or you can do an infographic on this 40-plus page guide. You can do a postcard mailing. All these pieces we designed for you, like it's a marketing campaign just around this one guide that we created for you. Power agents, where you will find all of that when you go to the farming sections, anything that's a mailing piece, door knocking piece, you're going to find it in the farming self-promotion tab. And then you will see everything that I just showed you, the postcard, the e-guide itself. It's all there under seller's guide, okay? Also, everybody, what you can do is put together a campaign of letters or emails to send to expireds. So, you can just write your own. Power Agents, we got that for you. There's a ton of expireds and Power Agents that have been with us for a while. We just added a whole series of FSBO letters that you can print out the letters and mail them in regular envelopes. And you should use your company letterhead actually on that. I get that question a lot. Or you can just copy and paste it and create an email campaign. So that's the mailings and self-promotion. The last thing I want to share with you guys, and then we're going to open up to questions, is get support to stay focused. Because what you want to do is, if you're going to build your inventory, you need to have that focus, everybody. And we know this, right? So I'm going to shout out to Leanne. Leanne just wrote this in the Power Agent Facebook group. That's part of what the membership. I've signed up with too many companies like this over the years. Never have I experienced such a personal approach. As a true community. You guys really care about us, and it shows. Thank you, Leanne. If you're on this call, thank you very much. That means we love when we see things like this. I want to tell you guys along that lines about a culture and having the support. I ran the New York City Marathon to raise money for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Now, I know it doesn't look like that you would ever believe me running a marathon, and it's true because I don't have a marathon body. But I did it because I was committed to raising money for leukemia, because I found out that this is the #1 blood disease killer of children up to the age of 16. And I have a soft spot in my heart for children, and we have our own children's charity in our company, and et cetera. So anyway, I want to show you this. This is the marathon that I ran a few years ago, 37,000 people. This is the starting line at the Verrazano Bridge, and it was just an incredible experience. The bridge actually shakes when you're on that. We're running. There's a picture of me. Look at my stomach. I did all this training, 6 months of training, and look, I didn't lose 1 damn pound over here. I got so frustrated with that. But anyway, it's a beautiful, ugly picture at the same time. There I am finishing the New York City Marathon, 6 hours and 41 minutes, which any runner who's watching this will tell you that is actually horrible time. You will notice in the upper corner of the picture, there's nobody in the bleachers. There's yellow jackets that breaking down the barriers because the race was over hours ago. Now, the reason why I'm sharing all this to you, I think there was people in wheelchairs that actually beat me, to be honest with you. So it was really bad. It was so painful. It was hard. But the reason why I did it, because I wanted to make a difference in children's lives and help save some lives. Anyway, what I learned in that marathon are these things. Number one is make your commitment public. Anybody I could tell I was running to raise money for leukemia, I told them. There's a certain amount of accountability. You want to schedule a routine. You want to be consistent. You don't fit the marathon training into your life. You got to fit your life into the commitment of the training of the marathon. Same thing when it comes to building your business. You got to have a support structure. You don't want to run. You need to have that focus in the training, which, by the way, brings me to the next thing is get coaching from people who have done it before you. Take the years off of learning, right? Don't try and figure it out yourself. And the last thing is don't run alone. The reason why I showed you that testimonial from the Power Agent from the Facebook group is because what she's talking about, Leanne, is that we got like a family over here. That we are all supporting and encouraging each other. So here's to summarize what we said, is that you want to make sure you're super organized. You want to master the telephone because you're going to get more effective with the calls and getting those appointments. You want to improve your listing conversation because you're going to get more appointments, and you want to talk from your heart, not your head. Have a support structure to help you stay focused, and which is going to bring me to a bonus. If you're a guest, I got a gift for you. So hang in there. And while I share with you this gift, and Power Agent, stay on the call because we're going to open up the questions. If you're a guest on the call, there's an opportunity. We're going to give you a gift for $5. You can actually become a Power Agent and really find out what this program is. You'll have complete access. It's not a restricted access. You can print out everything, enjoy everything. You're going to get these bonuses. I'll show you in just a second. Every Monday is our live coaching call. So there's that where you can ask me questions. One of our power agents, Celeste, says, I set aside the coaching time every Monday and the webinars every Wednesday. If I have a question, I know I can get on a call. There's the Facebook group. It's a great way to be connected with other power agents. I'm telling you, this program, you will not be running alone. That's for sure. There are all of these webinars on demand. You need help on the listing appointment, negotiating your offers, how to work with your buyers to get them to get better offers, how to self-promote, how to use technology. We have all this training. It's incredible for you. The closed Facebook group is incredible. I think it's one of the best in our industry because it's all about helping people. There's no negativity or political stuff. This doesn't happen. The Power Agent website is pretty incredible. Let me just give you a glimpse at it, because I would need a whole hour just for that. The classroom is where the magic is. When you click on classroom, there are all these topics that we need help, like working with buyers, the listing appointment, negotiating offers. Let's say you go to the farming tab. There's literally hundreds. The whole website has over 500 forms, flyers, checklists. Because there's so much, we actually added a favorite feature that if you tag something as a favorite, it goes into your own dedicated folder of favorites. If you are really confused, you can just type in, we use a similar technology of Google. You type in the word, let's say FSBO, bing, you're going to have anything related to a FSBO, whether it's the dialogue, the listing appointment, infographics, some video training, all for the FSBO. So if you can think of a topic, you'll search it. Bud, one of our power agents from Jersey, I used to go there every year doing the live seminars. He said, boy, $47, this is a bargain. I don't have to wait a whole year for Darryl to come in. Here's the bonuses that we have for you guys. What'll happen is when you sign up as a power agent, we're going to email you a link to a slide deck. It's a PowerPoint slide deck of 103 slides you get to keep if you decide to cancel during the trial. Plus, there's a recording on how to deliver a listing appointment that goes with those slides. There is an e-guide. This is not to teach you. This is a guide you give to your buyers or you give to your seller about how to deal with multiple offer situation, and you can customize that e-guide. Is pretty fabulous. If you're a new agent or experienced agent that you need to restart your business, we have a guide for you. It's 29 pages, how to get your business up and running again. The 12 most requested dialogues, the FSBO dialogues in there, the expired dialogue, plus 10 others are in there. How to set up a business page on Facebook if you need that, along with a business plan. It's 43 pages. It's a breakthrough business plan. It's the most in detailed business plan in our industry. It's incredible. This business plan is worth hundreds of dollars because it's almost a book. We have the predictions for 2021. We're almost halfway through. Half of the predictions have come through. There's more down the pike. Plus, you get today's slides as a copy. You'll also get a recording of today's webinar, and you get access to a CRM if you need one. Everything is valued at almost $2,000, but you get it and get to keep it for $5. Technically, you could sign up, get everything, and cancel the next day. I hope you don't do that. I hope you check us out and you become part of the family. With that said, I'm going to stop talking because we got a lot of questions that I want to get to. But if you're not a power agent, I suggest you click on that little button right now before it goes away. What do we got, Julie?
Let's start with Patricia. If I sign up, what's your customer service like? Is it online only, or can you call and talk to a live human being?
Patricia, I'm so glad. Patricia, I love that you asked that. Here's why. Let me show you something, Patricia. I'm on the live website right now. Don't you hate these companies? You can't talk to a human being and it's a robot, or you got to do an email. I hate this. So we have real human beings. We got Julie. I got a whole team of real people. Here's what happens. When you go to the come and see camera, the little chat thing on the page there on the website, and if you type in, hey, I got a question, I lost something, that chat goes out to real people. It goes out to Gail, it goes out to Julie, it goes out to Sarah, it goes out to April. And whoever's the best equipped will pick up and answer your question, depending on what your question is. Now, if you need to talk, say, I don't understand, can somebody call me? Then we'll call you. So this is monitored 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And of course, you can call us and we will talk to you as well. Okay, next question, Julie.
Wonderful. Jay was calling FSBOs and they listed with a company called Simply Listed. It's $99 to list their home. So does that mean I can't reach out to this FSBO? He's been texting me that they want to try this for 3 months.
Oh, God, no. So here's, what's the guy's name? I'm sorry.
Jay.
So Jay, here's my feeling on it. With these discount companies like that, they've already fulfilled their fiduciary responsibility, meaning the homeowner paid a flat number and they got some whatever they got. I would totally pursue that still as a FSBO, because if that homeowner is still selling it themselves, essentially, then I would still consider it a FSBO. I would not worry that, oh, you're interfering with a listing or something, because the homeowner is getting ripped off, in my opinion. So I would still pursue it. Next question.
On a FSBO call, if the owner says they're not working with brokers to get their home sold, do you still move forward asking those questions about the home?
Say that again. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
On a FSBO call, if the homeowner says they're not working with brokers to get their home sold, do you still move forward asking questions?
Yes, you ignore that. Remember what I said about the 60-second hump. Just ignore. I'm going to say this really quick. FSBOs are like method actors. Like method actors, what they do is when they put on the makeup and the costume, they become the character. As a matter of fact, some of them, when they're off camera, the other actors will still address them by their character name because they're still in character, even when the film's not filming. So FSBOs are method actors. When they hear that you're an agent, they put on, be a jerk, be nasty. But here's the thing, their script is only 60 seconds long. So once the script is finished, the curtain comes down and all of a sudden, who shows up as the real homeowner? So here's my point. Ignore what they say in the first 60 seconds. Just stay on that process of the dialogue that I gave you, and you will break through. You will break through that wall. All right, next question.
I love it. Mark asks, what is the new information I can deliver when an expired or FSBO calls me back? Thanks. Because you said on the voicemail, I have new information.
Yeah, that's great. Not many students pick up on that, but and so that's good that he picked up on that. The important information that you have about the house is how you can help them sell it, which is essentially your listing appointment. But here's how the call would go. Number one is they're not going to call you back and say, hey, Paul, you said you have some important information. What is it? Not once has a power agent told me that they've gotten the call. Here's how the call goes. Yeah, I'm returning your call about my house. And so, and then you just pick up the dialogue. Yeah, I'm looking at a copy of the ad. I was wondering, are you working with agents? No, we're doing it on our own. So you just do the dialogue that I gave you. Now, if they should ask you what important information you have, then it's the questions you're going to ask them. Well, the important information is I saw your ad and I was wondering, first, are you still working with agents on the salary part? No, you are trying to do it on your own. And you just go back to the dialogue. So that question will just, no matter what, it's going to lead you back to the dialogue. So just go back to the dialogue. Next question.
Love it. Kim says, I have no problems giving out my business card, but I'm not sure how to ask for anything after, hey, my name is Kim and I'm a realtor. Can I give you my card? So newer agent.
Oh, that's cute, Kim. So here's what you can do is that, Kim, what you can offer, great question, Kim. You give them your card and you say, here's my card. I'm a real estate professional. Thank you. By the way, one of the things that I'm offering, my company's offering to all the homeowners in the market is a neighborhood market report. And what that is, it tells you two things. Number one, how much your neighbors paid for their home, which is really interesting information. But the second thing it does is it tells you what your home is worth based on those sales and plus current market conditions. And the reason why we're offering that is because we believe a neighborhood market report is like a physical. Just like you should have a physical done once a year with your doctor, you should have the same done on your home. And so we like to offer that to you. So all you have to do is contact me here. Is that something you'd be interested in? Okay. By the way, where do you live? How long have you lived in your house? Have you ever thought about moving? If you were moving, where would you move to? Well, then why don't I do this one? We set up a time when I come. Anyway, you get the point. Next question, Julie.
And there's lots of dialogues, Kim, in the prospecting section. So I know a lot of the power agents use the directory to contact each other to even create opportunities to role play. So that might be something you'd want to do. Francis asked, I have two people that don't want to list until May 31st. How often should I have contact with them and what conversations should I have?
Well, I think you should send them whatever. I would be sending them emails or texts about whatever's happening locally. So let's say your MLS puts out some kind of monthly report. I would send them a copy of that. I would, if you know where they're moving to, maybe send them an interesting article. Just want to stay in touch with you guys. I would also maybe ask permission. I'd say, listen, that's great. We'll stay in touch. If I find anything that's of interest to you, whether it's a stat about the market or about where you're going to, is it okay if I send it to you? And between now and when we talk again, and you want to get that permission, they say yes, then you send it to them. Next question.
Awesome. Marie says, since COVID, I've been doing a 2-step listing conversation where I cover the CMA via Zoom and ask for the listing in step 2. I find it easier to present the CMA via Zoom through the screen share. Should I continue this process post-COVID?
Yeah, I am really against the 2-step process. It should be a 1-step process. And I know, and here's why you can do a 1-step. The reason why you're doing the 2-step is because to build a relationship and to see the house so you can do the CMA. Number one, you can build a relationship the first time and ask for the listing in the first time. You can. Why? Because power agents do that. I do that. I've done that. Second thing is to find out what the house is worth. You should know what the house is worth without even seeing it. If you don't know your market. There is no such thing as, well, there's some unique homes. You can get an address, style, bedrooms, and baths, and you have an idea on what price range that house would fit into. Now, you may not know the exact number because you need to see the house, but you have enough to pull your comps and bring that with you to the appointment. And then when you're there, you make your adjustment. If the house is beautiful, you give them the high end. If it needs a lot of work, you give them the low end. So I'm a fan of the 1-stop, not the 2-stop. Next question, Julie.
Wonderful. Brandon wants to do a seller seminar. He's been thinking about doing a real estate presentation to groups of homeowners. So what information do we have? We do have a flyer for that.
Yeah, so I'll teach that really quick. And some of these questions, if you're a power agent, I can get in more detail, but we're trying to cover a lot of people right now. So you'll notice on the screen right now is that this is just one of the sample flyers. There's a few in the website, but this is what I used today. So what you can do is you should have bullets. You should maybe offer an incentive, like win a free color TV that one of the sponsors pays for. You'll see it says featured speakers at the bottom. So you can have a title company, a home inspector, an attorney. Like you can have 3 guest speakers. Each one takes 15 minutes, and then you're the 4th and you take 15 minutes. That's an hour right there. The other 3 guest speakers, they can actually promote it to their list. You also charge the guest speakers to be featured to help offset the expense to promote this. So if you do it the right way, whether it's a webinar or live, will get paid for by your sponsors, and you can market the heck out of it. And it's like doing a listing appointment for a whole room of people, because everybody showing up for how to sell your home is a potential listing. So I'm a total fan of this, and I anything we can do to help you, let us know. Next question.
Liz says, are we able to advertise to the FSBO because they're already found on Zillow? Then when we get buyer leads, can we call them?
Yeah. If somebody's on Zillow or they're a FSBO, you can call them. Yeah.
Perfect. Rodney says, in my market, FSBOs and expireds are inundated with agents calling them. How do I get past the owner's anger?
You use the dialogue that I told you. Hi, I'm calling about the house for sale. Is it still available? Yes, it is. Well, hi, this is Darryl Davis for Power Realty. You're like the 5th or the 50th agent that's called my house. Oh, wow. It's good that there's a lot of interest in your house. What do they want? Well, just like you, they want to list my house. Oh, no, that's not why I'm calling. No, I'm just calling because I know you're at. I was wondering, are you working with agents? Because some homeowners do. Well, if you have a buyer, I do. Oh, okay, great. Well, I'm looking at a copy of the end, then you just pick up the dialogue. Remember what I said? The horse or the bull, 60 seconds. You ignore what they say. Stick on I'm not a fan of memorized scripts. We teach power agents how to do listing appointments, how to work with buyers, how to write offers, how to present offers without scripts. The only exception is the telephone call, because that's a 5-minute conversation, and I want you to master that 5 minutes, and then you can start to adapt using your own language. Next question, Julie.
Wonderful. Rodney is a relatively new agent. How do I find FSBOs and expireds? Contact information.
Yeah, you need to sign up with RedX. That's the answer. Red X does all the heavy lifting for you, which I just clicked on it, the thing, I'm not logged in. So the Red X has they do everything for you. FSBOs, expireds, there it is. Expireds, GeoLeads, you can buy a list of a neighborhood if you wanted to and download the list and mail to those people, call those people. You're for sale by owners, you're for rent by owners. This is Red X. That's what you need to get all that information. Okay, next question.
Fantastic. What time are the Monday calls?
They start at 11 o'clock Eastern time, and then they go for almost 2 hours. Now, I'll show you something. Oh, here I am. Now, what happens, gang, classroom, with the recordings, the coaching calls, we record those calls, right? So, and when we record the calls, they're then posted on the page here for you. So you'll notice, like, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, this is like an hour and 52 minutes, an hour and 48, an hour and 57 minutes. So the calls, they're only supposed to go an hour, but we almost push it to 2 hours because here's how we run these calls. I stop coaching when everybody's question is answered. So every Monday, you have access to me. You ask me questions. Everybody can hear it. I make it a teaching moment. And some of the best material comes out of these Monday coaching calls. You know, for $47 a month, that's like $10 a call. And the idea is that agents get from these calls alone is worth thousands. So next question, Julie.
Absolutely. Nicole asked, should you just move on if somebody you know is listing with another agent? What dialogue would you recommend to end the conversation?
If they know of another agent, what's her name?
Nicole.
You can't trust when they say, I have a friend or I have an agent, because they haven't listed. As long as they haven't listed, they haven't listed. So, because Jacques Fizbo teaches that technique too. They say to the homeowner, listen, tell the agent you have a friend in the business, or better yet, it's your relative, it's your sister-in-law, and you couldn't because it would create family. Like, they got some of them get really good with it. I'm not saying it's not true, but if it was that good, they wouldn't be a Fizbo. So I would ignore it. On the telephone, you almost have to not take anything that they say for granted. Your job on the telephone is to build rapport, see if you can help them, and get the appointment. That's it. Just get the appointment. That's when you'll get to the truth. All right. Next question.
Wonderful. Theodore is a military veteran. How can I present FSBOs for military veterans who are looking to buy or a veteran looking to sell their home?
Well, I think that should naturally come up. So if you're calling somebody, like, you don't want to lead with that, because then you're being ingenuous and using your military service to try and win people's heart, and that wouldn't be cool. People would pick up on that, right? So I wouldn't use that as a strategy. It'll naturally come up in conversation for you, and I don't know if I answered the question, but that's what I'm going to say.
You know, just to jump in on that too, though, Theodore, sure. That's a great, that's your niche. You speak their language. So I know we have other power agents that have done really successful home selling webinars and seminars and home buying, like specifically for that market. That might be something you do.
And I'm sorry, Theodore, let me because I'm reading the question now. I didn't hear it the right way, Julie.
Okay.
If you want a niche market to military veterans, that's different. I misunderstood the question. So what you should do then is brand yourself. Like, what branch were you? What did you leave as? See if you can come up with a slogan, actually, that is, like, maybe there's some language, military language, like a plan, a military plan. Let's put Theodore's marketing plan to work for you. I don't know. I'd have to work through that a little bit, but if you want to market specifically in the military, come up with a slogan that would address that, and that's my suggestion.
Yeah, like that's working with vets type of thing.
Yep. And by the way, there is a veteran. What is that program that focuses on veterans? There's an actual there's a course for
there
agents,
is.
right? Because one of our power agents took that course. There's a course or an association, realtors serving vets, realtors serving vets. Just Theodore, Google that and find that and get involved in that. Okay.
And thank you for your
By
service.
the way, yes, thank you for your service. By the way, yeah. All right, Monica.
Is RedX included in the monthly membership?
No, RedX is a separate add-on. So there's only 2 additional fees that is an option for power agents. And one is the RedX. And what that fee is, it depends on what you get. Like if you just got FSBOs, that's like $40 a month. Or if you got expireds, I think that's $60 a month. So it's a la carte. So it depends on what you get, right? So what we have, and you can get RedX without being a power agent. But with us as a power agent, you don't pay the $150 setup fee. And let me just go to that tab again. And you don't pay for 30 days, which you can't get that anywhere else. So the $149 is waived, plus the 30 days is free, which is a $530 value because you get access to everything, okay? So the second option that's an add-on is our CRM called Power Builder. So if you need a CRM and you don't have one, we have one for you that we wrote just for power agents. The value in the Power Builder is that all of the stuff that we have in the Power Program website, we've put into the Power Builder. So let me show you that really quick. The website is organized alphabetically. So I'm in the farming section right now. And if I go to, and it says flyer, 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 and all of these you can customize. But if I go to letters, see all of these letters are actually in the Power Builder CRM. And, but you can, if you have your own CRM, you can simply just open let's say the Halloween thing. And by the way, we've also have translations for Spanish. Now we've added some new ones. So the new ones haven't been translated yet. But this Halloween contest letter, when I open that up and it's over here, you can then copy and paste this and put it into your CRM if you want, because it's a Word document. So we made it really easy for you guys to customize everything. There's newsletters that we put together for you. And I'll just show you something. We're going into 4th of July. If I open up this one, it'll take a second. And so let's see. It's going to take a little while. Do we have any other questions, Julie? I don't think so, right?
No, we did have a question. How do I sign up for the upcoming webinars if I'm a power agent?
Sure, I'll show you that. So just to finish this thought here, when you open up so this is the 4th of July newsletter. And let's say you don't like what we put here. You'll see I'm moving it. You can just delete it and put something else. And then the second page, this is where you put your photo and your contact information. So that's just as an example. Everything in the Power Program website that would go out to consumers, flyers, checklists, any of that stuff can be customized. Now, to answer the other question, Julie, about the upcoming webinars. So, gang, when you log in and you go to dashboard, which is up here, I'm logged in as my assistant, Sarah. So when you go to the dashboard, this is where when you go webinar registration, it will bring you to all of the upcoming webinars, and then you're registered. Now, I'm already automatically registered because I'm logged in as Sarah. And but I think you still have to click on something to do that. But that's where they're located.
Perfect.
Any other questions?
Yes. Is the CRM included in the monthly 47? So I think you just covered that, but
I just covered. I'll say it again. The $47 covers the coaching calls, the weekly webinars, the classroom, everything that's here, right? That's the $47. Now, if you need a CRM because you don't have one, we have an option for you. That's the Power Builder. That's separate. That's a $49 thing if you need it. And as far as the RedX, same thing. If you don't want to prospect FSBOs and expireds, you don't need RedX. If you want to get those leads, that's a separate company. What we did is negotiate a discounted deal for you guys. Okay. Next question, Julie.
What kind of leads are included in the 30-day trial with RedX?
Everything. FSBOs, expireds, pre-foreclosures, houses for rent, geoleads. During the 30 days, you have complete unrestricted access to the REDX as a power agent. And then at 30-day mark, you decide, do you want to keep the FSBOs or keep the houses for rent or the pre-foreclosures? You decide then.
Perfect. Anita says, I like what you said. People can read right into that. Conversations start with the right foot when it's natural, come from an honest place. So you're absolutely correct.
Talk from your heart. Talk from your heart. That's the point.
Yes, Rhonda, there. He just covered that. There's a separate fee for the CRM.
Let's see what else. Power agents. When you're on the dashboard, I might as well point this out. I'll go back to the classroom while we wait for other questions. So you've got So here's how the classroom works. If you need help on, let's say, the listing appointment, you would click on listing appointment. There's objection handling. So when I click on listing appointment, you'll notice like there's the article from the USA Today that I showed earlier. There's the actual article. I know the Colby Sambrato is in here. This is the buy owner guy that listed in Clearwater, Florida. Here's some other slides that you can use on a listing appointment. There's some, so there's just a plethora of stuff. So anything that you need help with the listing appointment is in here. Now, let's say you needed help in working with your buyers prospecting. Let's go to prospecting. So prospecting, there's some duplicates there, but there's the dialogue for prospecting. There is the signs that we talked about hanging. There's some e-guides. There's some the FSBO letters. So wherever you need help, that's where you go to the classroom and you think of your topic. But in addition, there's other things like your profile, smile techniques to stay motivated, social media stuff, vendors that we recommend that we negotiated. I will show you this, the tech tool and training. This is something we added during the pandemic for agents, and that is things related to technology. We actually hired some tech-savvy tech specialists like Box Brownie or RPR, and we recorded those trainings, how to use Zoom, how to set up a Canva and use Canva. So just a lot of great stuff. How to use PowerPoint if you don't know how to use PowerPoint. Just plethora of training. Next question, Julie.
Since you're in there, if you would go to the time and money management, because people are asking about where they would find the tracking, the activity tracker and the dot board that you talked about early.
Yeah, so anything that is motivational forms for you to run your business, you're going to find it in the time and money management. So there's the calendar for the months. There is the weekly calendars are in here. The dot board, let's see if I go to chart, I'm assuming it's going to be chart. And where is it? Chart, next level. There it is, color dot board. And you'll notice I told you that there was a dot board and then there was the vision, next level board and dot board combined. So those are the two vision. There's the activity tracker, specifically for prospecting. And
30-day challenge. I love that.
The 30-day challenge. Okay, so what this was something that we created because it came out of one of our coaching calls. And remember what I said about if you just had 2 conversations a day, that was with sellers because we were talking about building inventory. But the challenge was, everybody should just be committed to at least talking to one seller and one buyer every day. Now, you don't talk to the same buyer every day, and that counts, right? So it's new people. If you had one conversation with a new seller, one conversation with a new buyer, did that for 30 days, if you did that, your business would transform. You'd have a breakthrough in that 30-day period. So that's what the 30-day challenge is. Next question, Julie.
It's funny you say that because that's what Catherine, in our conversation with Catherine, who's such a heavy hitter, I forget what her production was, but that's what she does. She makes sure she contacts 5 vendors a day. She contacts 5 people a day. And that's the heart of how she's doing $1 bazillion a year, right?
Yeah, Catherine, who is the agent that we interviewed, I think she's done this. Sorry about that, gang. She's done this year so far $28 million in closed production, and she is the #1 agent, as I said, in the whole state of Florida for Keller Williams. So we interviewed her, and boy, I I didn't expect. This is the interview. It was such a great interview. I know power agents that were on, that have watched this or were on it, said that this was one of the best sessions that we've had in interviewing somebody, because it was so inspirational what she gave, as well as content. So it was really, I thoroughly enjoyed it as well. So
it was awesome. Patricia just signed up. Awesome sauce, Patricia.
Congratulations, Patricia. Congratulations. You're a power agent. By the way, power agent is a registered trademark that our company owns, meaning that only power agents can use that. So it's a real great listing and selling technique to say, hey, listen, in the financial world, you have accountants and then you have CPAs. CPAs are more trained, like if it didn't cost you any more, would you hire a CPA or an accountant? If it didn't cost you any more. Well, a power agent is essentially a CPA of real estate agents. So that's how you can present that. And that really distinguishes you, because again, no one else can use that. Some people might say that, geez, that just $47 a month just to call myself a power agent if I never show up for a webinar is worth it. I hope you don't do that, but there's so much here. Anyway, next question, Julie.
Liz is making decision to have a professionally made YouTube marketing for sellers and buyers. Do you think this is a must do aside from marketing, EDD, or bulk? So in other words, aside from print marketing.
So having a professional video that she's going to put on YouTube. Yeah, Liz, if you have the funds to invest in that, yeah, that's a great idea. Especially when it comes to video technology, all of those are good investments in our business, because we're not going backwards in technology. It's only going to keep going forward. And if you look at the social media platforms like TikTok as an example, there's always new ones that are coming out there, and they're usually visual based, right? Video of some kind. So having a high quality video for your YouTube channel is a great idea if you have the money to do it. Yeah. Next question.
Perfect. How do you change from being a 2-stop to a 1-stop appointment if they tell you before meeting you they want to interview a couple other agents?
Charlene, great question. You ignore that when they say we're going to interview a couple other agents, and you go there and be the first and last that they need to see. If you master the listing conversation, Charlene, you should be able to get that listing the first time you go. Okay. Now, if you go and you do everything that I teach and you don't get the listing, all right, you follow up. So I'm not saying you go one time and you just drop it if you don't get it, but you go committed to getting it the first time if you feel that you can help these people. The problem with the 2-stop thinking is you actually kill off the possibility of getting the first time, because you've committed to in your brain to do a 2-stop. So everything you're doing during the first stop is really setting up a second stop. You're hurting yourself when you do that. If you go knowing it's a one-time shot for you to get it, you're going to go with your best, not your second best. Next question.
I love that. Diane just signed up. Excited to explore and use the resources. Welcome, Diane. Yay! Patricia just signed up. She is wanting to do we help with the videos and the script. Patricia, if just like he said, if you are on the site and you need help navigating, you can always use that little chat button there. And also be sure to take advantage, all power agents, be sure to take advantage of that Tuesday training. Gail is on every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. She literally walks everybody through the step, answers all your questions. She's very patient, and she's not too many questions she hasn't heard. So every Tuesday morning, you'll find her there, and she'll walk you through how to navigate the site.
Yeah, let me just say because I can see that there's a lot of people that are signing up right now. And first of all, welcome, congratulations. I mean, you can't go wrong, $5, right? Now, here's what I want to warn you. Because the power program is as a power agent, you literally have a team working behind the scenes you don't even aware of. You have a graphic designer, you've got a marketing person, you've got a script writer, you've got so much, and it's there for you. It's easy to get overwhelmed. So what I'm warning you is that don't think you have to try and learn everything in the next 24 hours. Take your time. This is a resource for you to help you. If you give us a year, I'll give you a career. It's a process. So stay patient. All right. And what Julie said is every Monday you can talk to me. I'll be able to hear you. Take yourself off mute. We'll have a conversation. Every Tuesday, which is what Julie was just saying, is an onboarding session to help you get acclimated to the website and to the program. Every Tuesday, 11 o'clock. It's live. Okay. So, all right. Next question.
Patricia says, do you get help making videos and scripts? So we're not in the video.
Oh, I see. Patricia, no, we don't help you make videos or video scripts, but that's not. So what the power program is to help you in being a successful agent when you're belly to belly, face to face, either virtually or in person with a buyer or seller. You know, how to communicate, how to have a listing conversation, how to get your offers. In other words, it's the sales training. We're not a marketing company. We don't create marketing. Well, actually, that's not true. We do have, that's not true. We do have a lot of marketing pieces. I misspoke. But we're not going to help you or design a video training for you.
But I will tell you what a lot of power agents do is they'll take those different pieces, like the 26 reasons a FSBO shouldn't be a FSBO that's in the farming tab.
Yeah.
They'll break that down into 3 reasons a piece. To like, here's 3 reasons you shouldn't be a FSBO, and that'll be one video. They'll take another, there's so many flyers and e-guides, and you can take a little piece of any one of those and create a video from that. So there's so much content in the site that you can simply use as a launching pad for your videos. And also in the Facebook group, we have some really talented power agents that share their video. They're doing a great job. Like that's something they're just really getting into right now. And they're so happy to share what they're doing that's working, what they're doing that's not working. So there's really an amazing community in our Facebook group that help each other when it comes to things exactly like that.
Yeah, so this is the community group. I will tell you what's interesting. Oh, yeah. So we have some fun too. So some of the power agents put some fun things, but there's absolutely nothing, some of these social media or Facebook pages in real estate, it can become very political and then it goes sideways. So that doesn't happen in our group. There's no politics. There's no taking sides on things. It's all about power agents helping each other. Now I'll show you, somebody asked about the Tuesday, Ida. She was asking about, what I was saying, Ida, on Tuesday is the onboarding training session for new power agents or experienced power agents. And you want to know this every Tuesday is where you ask Gail. Gail is one of our team members who's in charge of power agents experience. So she's your point person to make sure that you're happy and you're getting taken care of. So what Gail does every Tuesday is she will answer any of your questions related specifically to the Power Program website, the portal. So if you can't find something or you want to know about the CRM or anything like that, that's what Gail's there for every Tuesday for you.
Wonderful. And George says video works. George was actually really helpful on Monday's coaching call because George has been doing a lot of videos. So he was sharing a lot of ideas on the coaching call in the Facebook chat. So thanks, George. You're always awesome.
Yeah. What you see, I don't even know that that's happening. So where is that session, Julie? Let me find that.
So you might have to search.
Yeah. So what happens, gang, is when I do the live coaching calls, we stream it. There's Gail, by the way, doing the Tuesday call, and she shares her screen, and we record it, so you always have access to it. But this over here that's on the screen right now, this is the coaching call. But we use Zoom, so you can use Zoom on your telephone. You don't need your camera. You'll notice I'm only the one on camera, but you can use it as a conference call. So you can call in or you can link in through your computer and use your speakers that way. But you'll notice that, there's all these comments. So people are brainstorming. When somebody asks me a question, sometimes a power agent, they'll jump in with solutions or links or something like that. So I don't even see that while I'm coaching people. So, all right, next question, Julie.
Jody asked, are the coaching calls recorded? So the video is available on Facebook and the recordings are available in the classroom.
Yeah, so we record the coaching calls. So they go here And so you'll see Gail and me. So these are all recorded. This was one of our interviews that we did, but we also they're also posted in the Power Program website for you as well. And that you're going to find when you're in the classroom, there's a place that says webinars on demand, right? So that's your training. And is that where they are, Julia?
No, you're talking about coaching. So coaching is going to be in the classroom under coaching. That's where you'll find all the recordings.
Sorry, the Monday coaching calls that are recorded. All right, I got confused myself.
Cheryl says, Gail is amazing, always patient and helpful. So shout out to you, Gail.
Yeah, Gail is awesome. Gail is always there. So Gail, listen, if we were a union shop, Gail is your union foreman. Like when we have company meetings, she's like, wait a second, the power agents are going to want it this way. So she's like, she speaks up for power agents when we're thinking about rolling something in. All right, what else?
I love it. I love it. How long are the coaching call recordings kept? I don't know. We've got years in there.
We got years. We don't delete them. They're there. That's why we sort a lot of things by the date. So that way you can find the most recent stuff. But you know, it keeps going. I mean, all right. So now I'm into 2020, and there's 2019. So a couple of years.
Awesome. Darryl, do you have any thoughts about partnering with some web designers so we can get help building landing pages or websites?
So there's a couple of things. We don't have. We don't have somebody we recommend for building websites. Because in our industry now, it seems like every CRM offers a website as part of it. Like our CRM Power Builder, you get a free website with that. So what happens, and it's an awesome website, what happens is when somebody goes to the website and they fill out a form saying, yeah, I want this free report, or I'd like to go on your email list, they're actually going into the CRM. So to have a separate web design person and a CRM doesn't make a lot of sense. So that's that. Now, if you wanted to have a landing page, which is a page where you're just going to drive people for one thing to download a report, that's called a landing page or lead page. And we do have that for you. So if you go to, let me see where I'd find that. I know where it is. I just have to think it through for a second. We actually did a video. I'm assuming it's in tech training, right? And if I go to tech training, there's going to be a webinar somewhere in here. Here it is. Setting up a landing page. So that's in the tech training. So we actually show you how to create using lead pages, which is an inexpensive company, and you can create a landing page, and that could be a lead capture, and that can also go into whatever CRM you're using. So next question.
Okay, great answer. Angel says I need, specifically George, speaking with George. Yes, perfect. I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Boy, there's still a lot of people on the call. All right. You guys have to get to work. Okay. So it's supposed to be an hour webinar, and it's going on to 2 hours. So here's the last thing I'm going to say. Those of you that are guests, when we end this call, that little floating button on the screen is going to go away. So I recommend that you click on that thing now, and it'll open up another tab. You can still hear me, but at least click on it before we end this call. And I hope that you'll become a power agent, because it's from the power agent that, you know, the $5 trial, you'll get so much things to keep, and you'll get to know us, and you'll learn so much more. So if I spoke to your heart at all during this almost 2 hours, I invite you to become a power agent. Those of you that are current power agents and new power agents, it's great to do this for you guys. We love power agents, and we're here for you always. Please don't forget, you don't just help people buy and sell real estate. You actually make a difference in people's lives. You make a difference in the world, and real estate is merely the vehicle that you have chosen to express that making a difference. So we honor who you are, and thanks for being here today. All right, God bless, stay safe, and don't forget to keep smiling, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.